making another Christmas video. We are on our 6th day before Christmas, and today we're going to be making this reindeer hot chocolate cake. It's missing one antler because I cut a slice out, but this was so much fun to make. As always, everything you're going to need will be in the description box down below, the recipe and everything. Now let's get started on this. We're going to start by mixing our dry ingredients. So get your flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and cocoa powder, and whisk that together. And then add in your granulated sugar and your brown sugar and whisk that together. And then just put this aside. In another bowl, start with your 2 eggs, whisk them together, add in your oil, whisk that together, add in your buttermilk to that and combine it, and then your vanilla extract and whisk it all together. And then slowly whisk in your hot chocolate. And then we're going to add in our dry ingredients 1/3 at a time and whisk it together each time. Make sure you combine it all well. And then just keep whisking until it all comes together and there's no more dry ingredients. And then place this aside and get your pans. You can use 3 6-inch pans or 3 8-inch. I'm using 8-inch, but I recommend using the 6, or else you're going to need another batch of batter. Bake at 350 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes. Once your cakes have come out of the oven, let them cool for a couple minutes and then remove them from the pan and let them completely cool before we decorate. While they cool, you can prep your decorations. With candy melts, I ended up piping out these antlers. You can use fondant as well. It doesn't have to come out perfect. You can always use a toothpick to smooth this all out and fill in any gaps. And you can always make this your own, customize them, do any design you like. And then I just repeated that on the other side. You're going to need 2 antlers for decoration. Again, with that toothpick, just smooth it all out and filled in all the gaps. And then give it a couple taps and placed it aside to let it harden. Then we're going to do our fondant work. I did a dark brown for the outer ears. I'm using my tip to guide me to trim these out. You're going to want like a raindrop shape. So carefully with a knife, just cut these out. I flattened the edges a little bit, cleaned it up a bit, placed those aside. And then with some light brown fondant, I rolled it out and punched out smaller inner ears. And again, cut it out in that teardrop shape. And then with a little bit of clear vanilla extract, I put that light brown on the dark brown and then bent it a little bit. I made a little foil canal so I can put them on there to shape them up and put them aside to let them dry. And then I rolled out my black fondant to make some eyes. You can always do this a day in advance so that they completely harden before you apply it onto the cake. And then with a little ball of black fondant, I cut out a nose. You can also do this in red. And then for green, I trimmed out some holly. Then you're going to want some white fondant to punch out some catch lights to create those eyes. And once your cake has completely cooled, we're going to start stacking it. So I did my hot chocolate stack, got my chocolate buttercream, and filled this all in. And since I did a larger cake, I did bake off the rest of my peppermint chocolate cake. So that was my middle stack. Again, frosted this, filled it, smoothed it out, and then placed my 3rd stack. And this was the hot chocolate cake. And then did a crumb coat. So then I added some chocolate buttercream, cleaned it up as best as I could, and then we're going to place it in the fridge for about 15-20 minutes just to let the frosting harden before we do our final coat. And I am using acrylic discs to do this. It's a lot more simple to use these and they come out with a cleaner edge. I am using a metal ruler to scrape the edges, but don't worry if you don't have acrylic discs, that's completely fine. Just smooth out the cake with your bench scraper or anything you have and get it as smooth as you can. And then I'm going to stick this in the fridge for about 20 minutes again. And once it comes out, I'm going to take that top acrylic disc off and clean my edges up. And then I got my decorations and my piping bags. I got some dark brown, light brown, and some white. These are going to be for the top. And then you're going to want to start with sticking your antlers on there. The tip sizes and everything will be in the description box. Once I put my antlers in, I also put in my ears. And then I stuck the nose onto it and the eyes. You can always pipe the eyes on as well, or pipe the nose if you want. For the frosting, I did 2 batches of my chocolate and 1 batch of my vanilla. I just darkened the chocolate a little bit with some food coloring and lightened it a little bit with a little bit of vanilla frosting. And here I'm just piping out some dollops And then I'm also going to add these pearls to this and the holly with some red pearls. You can decorate this however you want and color it however you want. And here's that reindeer cake. And that's how you make this reindeer cake. You can always put a red nose on there instead of a black, that's optional. And you can change up the colors, you can do anything you like with this cake. If you want to see pictures of this, I will be posting on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All those links are down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to leave a suggestion for a future video, put it in the comments down below. If you're getting tired of holiday videos, give it a thumbs down. And until next time, stay sweet.